I could probably fit my entire troll body in that thing right now. It's a good 4 or 5 feet deep.
We definitely lost a lot of dirt.
I know, it's kind of depressing, isn't it?
It's really depressing. I haven't dozed since last fall because I was pissed poor. It was horrible. Dude, I couldn't do anything right today. It was up and down.
What were you struggling with? Just say that you probably felt more comfortable in your last moto of your pro career than you did on the dozer today?
Yeah, 100%. I was actually, I felt like I knew what I was doing. Hello everyone, it is the new year, 2026.
So basically the track has not gotten touched since last October, 6 months ago. And as you can see, there's a lot of erosion and runoff that happens over the course of the winter. We actually had probably 22 inches of snow maybe 3 weeks ago, and now it's 70 degrees, blue skies, and we're gonna do a track day.
Now it's time to get the work boots on, to get the equipment going. So as we did this morning, we did a little bit of greasing, filling up the hydraulic fluid in the older dozer and getting diesel in it. And today we're gonna start pushing some dirt
and reshaping the track to where, you know, many people only see this place when it's at its prime, perfect Pro National in July, but there's a lot of work that goes into getting the track ready. As it is, we got 2 bulldozers going here, and it's probably going to take Jeremy and I a good, what do you say, 10 to 12 hours today?
I think it's going to be basically a full day here.
I'm thinking that I'll take the D5K, Jerma, and I'll start here by the announcer's tower and I'll work my way back.
Okay.
And then maybe more or less we meet up and you work forward.
Okay.
And wherever we meet up is where we meet up.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, you take the back half and I'll take the front half. And this is really nice. Last year I was pretty engulfed in the Spring Creek projects of everything with the track stuff after I retired. And it's a lot of work just to push dirt and to get the track in a good spot to be rideable.
One thing I want to point out is that like I was a professional dirt bike racer for 15 years. So with that, like there was minimal track prep that I ever did in a dozer, a little bit in a skid steer in the 1110 mod days up in PA, Chad Sander, but so I've learned a lot from my dad over the years. Like really my first year like on a dozer, being a dozer operator was 2023, and like I was absolutely terrible. My dad was constantly yelling at me like, that's terrible, you got to redo that, or that's going to hold water. Like that's a big thing, is like you have to think about the way you're shaping the track and where the water is going to go. You don't want the track to hold water, you want it to shed. And one of the things I learned from Shane Schaefer, he's been coming out and doing the Pro National track for years with his crew. And basically what it is you get your jump face set up and it's going to be very uneven at the top. And what you would do is you go over it with the blade, and then I would put it on like 0.1 so it's going backwards really slow. And then I just tap the blade on the way back, and it kind of makes that cool little divot mark. But what it does is it actually evens out the jump face, and then it's just a good way to have it be level across. So yeah, if I didn't do this, like it would be pretty uneven across. So it's just a good way to get it packed down and have it be level. And then you can go through and pack it with the tracks. But yeah, kind of a cool little track tip I found from Schaefer Tracks. It works pretty well. Kind of a fun fact about the Millville whoops is it's not like we've actually imported the sand and hauled it here ourselves. The Spring Creek is 100 feet away. Right now it looks really hard, but you know, it doesn't take much to kick it up. But basically this is all creek sand or river sand. You know, whenever we have a flood, it doesn't take much for the creek to raise up like 10, 20 feet. And it's been fairly common over the years for this, like where I'm standing right now in the whoops, to be a couple feet underwater. And what that does is all the river creek silt gets deposited on the track. And that's why it's so sandy, is just because it's from the creek. And a couple years ago, we had a really bad flood and it deposited like a fresh layer of sand, and like the riders really weren't too pumped on it because it's really challenging when it's pure sand to actually ride this section. But back in the day, like the 80s and the 90s, this was just like never touched really by much equipment. It was just like really gnarly sand, and the rollers were really tough and rugged.
really smooth through that tough turn.
Today it's become a little bit more manageable just with the clay we brought in, and it's been able to hold up a little bit better. So these track markers are kind of necessary to keep the riders on the track. It's kind of one of my favorite parts is just yanking them out of the ground and chucking them over here for a while, because when you're rebuilding a track or a section or a corner like this, it's much easier to just take these out completely. I'm going to want to touch every square inch of this corner with the blade to push dirt, and it's a lot easier to just yank these things out of the ground and just kind of start with a blank canvas. Whew. All right, let's go do some dozing. This is the finish line jump here at Millville, and what I try to do is reclaim that dirt that was at the bottom. So I spend 2 or 3 passes each section pushing dirt up all the way on the jump face. And like one of the things that the local races, the vet guys don't like is when there's a knob or a knuckle on the landing, and it just happens with like over the course of lap after lap, like a bike lands and the roost from the tire gets deposited back on the jump face or on the jump landing. And so what you're really trying to do is mellow out the knob and just make the jump a little bit more mellow for the guys, and also get that dirt back up here. So once I've kind of pushed all that dirt back, then my finishing touch is just back dragging to make it look pretty. And you know, the dirt may be different. You're dealing with mud and dry dirt. It just, like right here on this jump face, if I'm pushing like a lot of silty dry dirt, the jump face is actually going to break down a lot faster. And so you want to try and get like some good clay, more moisture dirt to put on the face, so that way it packs well. So it's just like little nuances like that, like you learn over time. But like from the outside looking in, it's just little stuff that you would never know. So Malt Martin is not open to the public year-round. It's such a process to prep and maintain. We try to literally save that only for the Pro National. Mount Martin has kind of been served to be our area of the track where we do make wholesale changes and just spice it up. Because you know, there's many riders that have been coming here for decades, 20, 30 years in cases, and it's always fun to just have a new obstacle or a new layout to challenge them and just make it fresh and exciting. I would say it's probably a 30% or steeper grade at the very top, like the last pitch, maybe even 40% grade. But I mean, a dozer makes it up no problem. The D5C, like I said earlier, it's our older dozer, and it doesn't have quite as much power. There's no cab. But when you're the rookie of the workforce here at Spring Creek, you get put in the D5C. So I spent my time and put my hours in the D5C, and now I'm in the K. So I get the cab, I get the AC or the heat on a cold day. So it's pretty nice. But the thing is that the controllers are totally different on it. So it takes a while. Like when you're good in the C, your dozer skills don't transfer over to the K just because of the hand controls are totally different. But Jeremy's doing a good job. He's got friggin' just divots. Poor guy. We're still getting the hang of it. Look at these. Look at these whoop sections. What is going on here?
Today was the day, man. I tell you what, I can tell I haven't dozed since last fall because I was pissed poor. It was horrible. Dude, I couldn't do anything right today. It was up and down.
What were you
up and down.
struggling with? Just like the control of the
The
blade.
control of the blade. Like I didn't have that finesse, and then I was
Yeah.
trying to go fast because I know how long it takes, how much we got to do.
Yeah.
And then that was jacking me up, and then I finally just said, I like slow down.
Same like dirt bikes. Smooth
Yeah.
is fast.
I probably logged. What do you think today? Honestly, after let's say all 5 to 6 hours on the dozer, I think the performance got a little bit better at the end of the day, but we needed a solid 20 hours before we see some improvement here.
This is a good rust breaker for you. I mean, I gotta say, I was driving around the Ranger looking at your job, and I was like,
Yeah.
You had some whoops. Smooth and steady. Yeah, like so in the K, like I put this at a pretty slow pace, like 1.6, 1.7. And then I just try to be slow the first time through, because then if you get it clean the first time, you don't have to go back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas if you're all whooped out, then you got to go back and fix it.
Yeah. I don't remember being this bad last year. In the fall.
Well, partly is it's like 6 months, not on the
Do you
dozer
think
at all.
it's because the dirt's softer?
No, I think it's just you haven't been on the dozer in 6 months. You know, I think genuinely like you put in almost 8 hours today. I think the next time you were to be in the dozer, you'd feel better. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, the medic road coming down the first downhill was literally like I could have buried the bulldozer in it. It was deep.
Yeah.
It was probably 6, 7 feet deep, and then probably 5 or 6 feet wide.
Yeah.
Like it took me, I don't know, probably half an hour to actually like fix it up to where you could drive through it. So is it safe to say that you probably felt more comfortable in your last moto of your pro career than you did on the dozer today?
Yeah. 100%. I was actually, I felt like I knew what I was doing.